Hi everyone, welcome to DOdaily, Tuesday training. Des here. Checking in for the first time this week. Of course, trying to inspire and motivate myself and those looking in to have the best possible version of a week they can. I'm feeling really good right now. Of course, DOdaily is just my honest and real take of things. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, if you're new, that'd be absolutely amazing. And of course, please do give it a thumbs up. For Tuesday training, I'm happy to report that I've done plenty of activity today. My first double run day for such a long time. Managed to combine 2 running efforts in travelling to and from work. Whilst I'm looking to build up my mileage for my London Marathon training, it's a great way to make yourself accountable and make sure it gets done. Probably not done enough longer runs at the moment, and a little bit cautious of it as well. Not been in a fantastic place with my running, so I'm really looking to step it up, and that, like I said, that's a great way to do it. My endorphins were flowing at work today, feeling really productive and got plenty done. And then by running home, kind of cut out the traffic, cut out a bit of time, and the fact that I have to come home and get changed. It felt really good to be finished early. If I'm really honest, I had a cheeky little nap whilst Kay went to an exercise class of her own. But then, to cap it all off, got out with the dog for a walk in the rain, absolutely chucking it down, got absolutely soaked. The dog made me muddy, but that takes no gloss off the day. Really enjoyed that. The rain gave me the opportunity to process my thoughts, to clear my mind a little bit and think about how I can take things forward. Of course, it was the accountability of having the dog that gave me that opportunity. I'm back now, ready to settle down, but like I say, feeling really good. This time last week, things were a little bit indifferent. I made 1 or 2 comments on the back of a little bit of stick I'd received over some content. It is the way you put yourself out there. People have always got something to say. And whilst I wasn't upset about it, I just felt like I had to call it out. But again, it just shows I'm probably in a much better place this week, because I've received just the same through the football content, the content I do here. People have always got something to say. But this week I feel a lot better about it, as my running increased last week and the efforts I did. Got a great time at Park Run. Went to another football match at the weekend. Stopped over in London with Kay. Had a really nice time. We did it a little bit differently to what we'd normally do. We're supposed to go with friends, but plans changed. They couldn't make it, so we decided to go for a night out. Not something we tend to do on our own too much, but being that little bit spontaneous made us feel like we'd had a really worthwhile trip. We did 1 or 2 things slightly different. We've got a way of doing London when we do it. We love getting down there and we're really inspired by it. But we managed to do things a little bit differently, and all of that combined, the activity, where I'm at right now with that, the trip, the 1 or 2 little signs of achievement in terms of my times coming down and my mileage increasing, just means that I kind of forget all about that, and that's a good place to be, isn't it? Whilst it does need calling out at times, it's a good place to be when you're just steamrolling through it. Nobody can knock me off from the things I do. For a long time, people have questioned that. Why's he going running? What's he doing that? You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then talking on DOdaily, what's he talking about? Criticism from that. But nobody can knock me when I'm feeling as good as I am. And that's a fantastic place for me to be starting the week. I always say at the start of the week, if we can have as good a, or if not better week than last week, we're going to be all right. That's all we can really ask for. Definitely already started it better, so there's no reason, if I carry on doing the things I really enjoy, if I carry on this wave of enthusiasm with my excitement, I'm getting that real love back for it. Running home tonight in the rain, that could be a positive for many people. It was freezing, I was tired, because as much as the endorphins had kicked in, I was starting to tire after a long day at work. Could look at negatives in that sense, but took the positive. I love running in the rain. It was lashing against me. Don't quite enjoy the wind so much, but I was focusing on the fact I was running in the rain. Whereas a lot of my efforts have not been in the rain recently, this was another test almost. On the back of my 4 miles this morning, another 6 miles, 10k this evening. You know, again, it's just finding the positives from whatever I can. And I just know when I'm in this frame of mind, when I've done the things I've spoken about already, that it's where I need to be. You know, it's where we all need to be, just looking forward that little bit more. In terms of the training, I can look a little bit further down the line, start getting some of those all-important longer runs in, feel confident about those, and make sure I'm not sort of approaching them with the same trepidation I have been. It's not an excuse, been cautious, because every time I've sort of got to a good place with my running over the last couple of years, broke down through injury or illness. And just a couple of weeks ago, I was suffering from illness after my latest comeback, you know, so that sent me back then. So I'm just keeping it real for now, and that's why I feel really good about what I'm doing. Looking towards the rest of the week, I've got Wednesday workout tomorrow. I'll try and use what I'm doing there to provide some midweek motivation to encourage people. And whilst, of course, on a Tuesday I talk a lot about my activity on a Wednesday, and this is loosely based around it. You know, it's about doing the things we enjoy, isn't it? I mentioned that London trip. I mentioned my park runs. I mentioned going to the football. There's lots to be said for spending a lot of time doing what you enjoy, and at times recently I've had to sort of make some big decisions about what I'm going to take forward. 1 or 2 big decisions coming up where I'm definitely going to change things. You know, my life's changed a lot in recent months and years, so whilst I've taken a lot of good from certain situations, you know, there's a lot to be said for putting yourself first. I've spoke about that a lot recently as well, and I think I'm doing it. I think I'm making a lot of stronger decisions, and when these little hiccups come along, you know, having a great start to the week like I have, just kind of push them to one side. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. You know, pleased to report on all that activity. Pleased to report that the endorphins are flowing from even more activity this evening. And just again, I'll encourage, it is a Tuesday, it is about Tuesday training. It's what motivates and inspires me. Somehow get out there, get in some kind of activity, whether it's going to the gym, going swimming, whatever sort of floats your boat. It makes us feel absolutely fantastic. It never makes us feel rubbish. It never makes us feel worse. Sometimes we might not be doing it from a good place, you know, but it can only help, can't it? And that's all I want to kind of encourage to start the week. It's not a big, strong message, nothing that I don't always say. It's just that enthusiasm and positivity to kickstart, and like I say, make it at least as good as last week. Mine's already better. You know, if you can have a good one, that would be absolutely fantastic. Always keen to sort of support and encourage. One of the reasons I'm feeling great, incidentally, was whilst I wasn't on last night, incidentally, it was because I was out coaching and we was discussing some targets and goals with that after that. But I'm getting that love for my coaching back as well. I do love coaching. It's one of the things I've really picked up in the last couple of years, and I can't explain sometimes how important it is to me. More important than I thought it would be. Seeing people succeed and do well. And whilst I'm not the world's best coach, you know, I've got my own style and the way I do it. It's great when people have sort of taken my confidence and taken it into what they're doing. And I just felt that again last night when I couldn't run. Almost felt like a bit of a fraud, almost felt like I couldn't put the messages across I want to, but now, because I feel it's coming, don't get me wrong, it's still difficult, it's still hard, but because I know I'm breaking down some barriers, I'm showing determination, and I'm driven and dedicated, you know, it's making me feel like I can take that confidence into that situation and really, really support and encourage others. And that's all I ever try and do, is pay it forward. I've spoke a million times about the reasons I do this. All on the back of a legacy after a friend who took his own life. Spoke about that in the last couple of weeks. Not going to go deep into that, but again, one or two things popped up. These reminders you get on social media of things that have happened. 6 years ago, I did my first marathon, and I raised a few quid on the back of what happened to him for mental health, and it's just given me the inspiration again to think that whichever way I take that legacy forward, with whatever I do, I need to make sure I am paying it forward. But I'm thinking of myself at that point. I was in a great place with my training. I was in a great place mentally. I was making new friends, having just started a running club, and I've got to make sure I'm there. Whatever these decisions are, whatever I do next, it's got to be on that legacy which has served me so well, but also for me and things I enjoy doing. And if I'm doing that, if I'm approaching the week, if I'm reporting that I've got my activity in and doing what I've done, and enjoying all the other situations I experience, that's just a great place to be, isn't it? All I'm trying to be on this channel is honest and real and humble about taking things from the things I enjoy. It's not to grow, it's not to show off. It's just to try and help people who might be looking in thinking, how can I turn that negative into a positive? There's always a way. I mentioned the rain, I actually love running in the rain. So whether I do or don't, if I believe that, I might be telling myself the biggest load of bullshit ever. But if I believe it, I'm starting from a better place, aren't I? There'll be times when the rain really annoys me and gets to me, and I don't want to run in the rain anymore. But an opportunity to run back after running to work this morning in bright blue skies, again, taking the positive from it. I haven't been able to do that much through the winter, especially bright blue. But in daylight hours, it felt amazing to be doing that as well. And it's just put me in a great place. Hopefully you appreciate what I'm trying to do here, what I'm trying to say. Today's Tuesday training, done plenty of it. That first double run day, 10 miles in total, chipping away at my times. It's not all about those kind of achievements, because like I say, it's about paying it forward. But that definitely helps. It inspires me to keep pushing on, to keep being a better version of myself, and to keep helping and supporting on the back of that. If I'm confident in the things I'm doing, it will show that you can come from a trickier place. Started last week there, finished last week in a fantastic place, started this week in a great place. Hopefully I'm gonna just keep building and building to a point where all that achievement turns into real inspiration and we can really take it forward. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Again, if you're new to the channel, please do give it a thumbs up. I'd really enjoy getting new subscribers. That's what it's all about, YouTube. Make no bones about that. I'm still getting out my comfort zone every single day, talking to a camera about myself. It's not easy, but there is a reason behind it. And of course, please give this episode a thumbs up if you understand it, if you've got anything from it, or if you just want to support. That'd be amazing. Until Wednesday workout, when I'll be looking to get more running in, but doing it in a running group environment, trying to inspire the guys there, just doing it.